Hi everybody, my name is Helen, and today I'm going to do a quick review of Lost Voices by Sarah Porter. If you're wondering why I'm holding the book kind of funny throughout most of the video, there is actually a sticker there that has my address on it. You're not going to get to see that. This book follows the story of a girl named Lucette, and basically she has lost both of her parents fairly recently, and she's living with her uncle. And one night her uncle gets very, very drunk, and he tries to rape her. He kind of just leaves her on this cliff in the middle of nowhere. And she wakes up the next morning to find out that she's been turned into a mermaid. And very quickly she gets taken in by this tribe of other mermaids in the area, led by a girl named Katerina. Lucette learns fairly quickly that all of the other mermaids that are in this group are there because they have also had horrible experiences, and they actually hold this terrible grudge against the human race. The mermaids actually try to avenge the terrible things that the humans did to them by trying to get rid of as many humans as they can. And they do this by singing to very large ships and luring them to caves, cliffs, or rocks, and sinking the ships, and then drowning everybody who is on those ships so that there are no survivors. Overall, I felt like this was a decent book. The writing in some scenes felt a little bit long. Some of the scenes in particular, which felt like they had been elongated when they really didn't need to be, were scenes of Lucette sitting in her own cave practicing her singing to herself because she didn't want to sing in front of others. These scenes just felt particularly long and unneeded. I could have easily just put in a couple of sentences mentioned that she was off practicing. But honestly, out of the 291 pages of this book, I would probably argue that around 150 of them are her sitting in a cave, singing to herself and practicing. Another kind of issue that I had with this book was that the scenes which should have been kind of action-y, like the scenes where they are sinking ships, they weren't as action-y as I would have liked them to be. It was just kind of like, oh, the boat crashed into a rock and the people are now drowning. Oh, let's keep singing to them because we can't let them survive. Okay, that's it. They're done. Let's go back to our cave. Yeah. And what kind of contributed to that is the fact that the characters I found were not very likable. Even our main character, Lucette, just felt so transparent, and she didn't have this big sort of dynamic change that we expect in these kinds of books. And everyone else just felt so flat, and the only character that actually got like a real personality and a real grit to her is the character that we're supposed to hate, and you do hate her. You picture her voice in your head, and it gives you a headache because you just picture the worst possible voice that could go in this situation, and it's horrible. Considering this is the first book in a trilogy, I was expecting a bit more of the story to come out through it. I was expecting to like the characters more and want to keep reading about them, and it did end in a cliffhanger, so now I feel the need to read the rest of the series, even though I'm kind of dreading it. And it's really, really frustrating when you want to know what's going to happen, but you don't particularly care at the same time. Just because the story fell so flat the first time around, you don't know if it's gonna be able to pick itself up in the sequel. Overall, I gave this book 3 out of 5 stars because I liked the premise and I liked the concept. I just felt that the writing wasn't as beautiful as it could have been, and that the story could have come out a bit more. If you have read Lost Voices by Sarah Porter, I would love to hear your opinions. Leave them down in my pants. If you have any recommendations of books that you think I will like based on this review, then also leave those down in my pants. Well, basically, I just want to hear from you. I like hearing from you. And I hope to see you soon.